Oh boy, do I have a story to tell you all today. So, for those of you that don't know, I am like a religious Owl City listener. And if you don't know who Owl City is, I'll explain it for you here. He's a music artist for starters, and he makes, I'd say electropop is probably the best way to describe it. He makes electropop style music, and I'm all for that. So, naturally, I know almost every single one of his songs by heart. Which kind of makes me sound psychotic, but this is besides the point. We're gonna brush past that. What is important is, what does this have to do with the story that I'm about to tell you? Well, Wolfpack, this is where it all begins. Once upon a time, on the 27th of June 2022, the Owl City Facebook page, for the first time in a long while, posted a significantly cryptic video. The video had this briefcase-looking radar in it, and everyone was confused. Now, if you're like me, seeing this sparks the puzzle solver inside of you. I had no idea this existed until one of the people at my youth group mentioned it, and I immediately looked it up. I quickly found that it had already been solved, but even so, I proceeded to solve it for myself. I actually encourage you to go and solve this ARG for yourself if you enjoy puzzles. For that reason, I'll hold back on how to solve most of these. All you need to know is it basically involves a lot of mad gab and fill in the blanks. After I had solved the first puzzle, it led to a website with an ominous timer on it. Not knowing what it meant, I went through the comments of an Instagram post and found the link to a Discord server dedicated to solving these puzzles. Now, note here that from this point forward, I would spend the next few months glued to this Discord server trying to help solve the puzzles with the community. Fast forward a few days to June 30th, he posted yet another puzzle piece on his Instagram. It was a picture and a poem. 3 is to... Wait, no, I need to read this in an ominous tone. 3 is to blank as 1 is to blank. Cool off the tea and swapsy when able. Space is not welcome, 2 falls to 1. You'll shoot your eye out, kid, with that Red Ryder gun. Don't judge me, I tried my bestest, okay? So anyways, with the Discord, I excitedly jumped into puzzle mode and we worked on solving this stage. Digging through his Facebook, people actually found a link to a page that allowed you to use the cipher from the A Christmas Story decoder pin. This was the key to moving to the next step of the puzzle. Using the poem that came with it, you were able to get the password coffee table, which when plugged into a specific part of the timer website that asked for a password, it gave you a still shot photo of a few particular objects sitting on a coffee table. Adam was surprised with how fast we solved it and commented on how well we worked together. This is around the time we realized Adam had a hidden Discord account he used to spy on us in the Discord server. Remember that for later. It's important. Now just you wait, guys. This is where it gets overly difficult because for some reason, instead of making, the later levels difficult, he decided, you know what, let's make it difficult right in the center and stump all of these melons. Anyways, back to the story. Jumping ahead a few more days, yet another post comes out, giving us the pieces that we need for level 3.
Once forgotten, then obsession. Life is a progression,
Were the words that the new post said. We also could now open the letter on the coffee table. It contained a bunch of random numbers and appears to have been signed by a Phil, but we have no way to be sure that that's the name on the letter. It's slightly torn at the corner right where we would need to read the name. Quick side note, Phil became a running joke in the Discord. Anything that we didn't understand was somehow jokingly linked back to Phil. Now, seeing as this level was so hard, it was taking the community a little while to solve. Adam actually ended up posting a series of stories on his Instagram to give more clues for level 3. These clues were a picture of a Canon camera and a picture of Indianapolis City. This gave us all we needed to solve the letter. Whether or not we did is a whole different story, but basically out of those pictures you can get the phrase Canon in D because, it's a Canon camera and it's Detroit City. So, Canon in Detroit, Canon in D. If you don't know what Canon in D is, it is actually it's a classical composition played in D major. I had no idea what that was at the time, but nothing a few Google searches can't fix and, sweep the stupidity under the rug, if you know what I'm saying. But anyways, still being absolutely stumped, Adam posted a few more stories on August 3rd, and using a few conversion ciphers and an uncomfortable amount of numbers, we were able to extract coordinates from the mess on this letter. Following the coordinates leads to an island in Fiji where Adam had left a Google review. Now, if you're like me, it's getting a little hard to follow at this point, but this is kind of how an ARG works. You're kind of jumping over all these different websites all over the internet. So, it's not too far of a stretch. But the review Adam left went, "I loved this. It was just like I thought it would be. It inspired me to write a poem. I am the bee. I am the best bee." Don't ask why Adam sounds like that. That's just the voice that I decided to use. Stop judging me. Adam. Never stop being confusing and weird. We love it. The best bee clue referred to the best boy part of a camera crew in a movie. If we look at the movie Castaway, filmed on an island similar to this one, the best boy for that movie was Edward J. Cox. Entering that as the password to the website brings us to a new screen of a blurry living room. Fast forward to September 2nd, a few weeks had passed before the last level, but now it's time for level 4. He posted yet another poem to give us our first clue. "What's 11 for when this strong duo formed? She's Anon, he's named. They unlock the door. His music led me in, his first piece joins the two. This equation for the win, I'll be there when you get through." The adrenaline! This was the final stretch, just a few more days, and... It's Stranger Things, guys. Who else could 11 be? No, the strong duo is him and his wife!
Obviously, Anon is a reference to the periodic table, guys.
No, I'm telling you right now, it's all about maths.
As you can tell, we were getting nowhere. Now, a little while later, seeing our struggle, Adam posted a screenshot of how many people had beaten the puzzle already. It had the number 2 on it. This gave us a boost of motivation, learning that it was possible. Little did we know, Adam was actually lying to us. We found out later that this picture was actually him and one other person who had beaten the puzzle. No actual fan had beaten it yet. But nonetheless, we were back at it. During our puzzle solving, someone in the Discord claimed to have solved it. Now, keep in mind, the rules for the Discord state that you are not allowed to lie about solving the puzzles. So people got excited. This account was called Birdman. After stating he solved it, chaos erupted, and we were trying to ask for a clue from this Birdman. After a few minutes and no responses from Birdman, he was promptly banned for lying about solving it. And a few minutes later, Adam actually posted a GIF of somebody being kicked out the door on his Instagram story. We just kicked Adam Young from his own Discord server. Nobody could believe it. Rest in peace, Birdman 2022. After this absolutely crazy event, we collectively got back to solving the puzzle, eventually realizing that we had all the resources we needed in front of us. We looked at the picture on the TV and it had 4 words on it. Miss X Max Power. This was the password to the final level of the ARG. Afterwards, you are led to a Google form where you enter a bit of info so that he can send you an email. When I say I entered my information faster than you could say speed of love, I mean it. I'm also led to believe that I was one of the first 10 to 20 people to complete it. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. We were then met with a message saying further instructions via USPS. After days of pondering what this meant, we were sent an email congratulating us and asking for our address so we can be sent our prize. People got excited at this. Nobody expected a prize. About 3 weeks or so after this email, I can now say that I have received my prize. And here it is. Yes, I framed it. Don't judge me. This is a huge life achievement. But it is a signed postcard by Adam himself. Can you believe it? Because I sure can't. Now, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but on the back of this postcard, there's actually a secret code that gives me access to a video call and a studio door sometime next month. Nobody knows what the studio door means, but hey, I mean, if I get to call Adam Young, I can't complain now, can I? This was truly an amazing experience, and I couldn't love this community more. I've made many good friends along the way and was able to grow in my love for Owl City. If you guys want to see a follow-up video, go ahead and leave a like, drop a comment down below letting me know what you did like, what you didn't like about this video. I'd love to make another one, maybe a follow-up on, how the call went, what the studio door ends up being, and, there's a lot more details I haven't shared, so if you want to see another one, just let me know. I'd be happy to tell you. But with that, I'm going to have to say goodbye. It's been a fun time, everyone. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Peace out, Wolfpack.